What's happening, folks? Another day, another job for us. What are we doing to this then? So it's an Audi A3, 2 litre diesel. But by the time we finish, it's not going to look like a 2 litre diesel. We're cutting diffuser out, we're doing twin Rs3 ovals on it. So it's going to look smart after we've done. We've got a cut diffuser. It's got no cut out on driver's side, so we have got to cut that. So it has got a factory cut out on that side. Customer has asked us for some before and afters, but as we all know, if it's got a DPF filter in it, it's not going to sound a blind bit different. So hopefully he's not disappointed with this afterwards. Hopefully he's not expecting it to sound like an Rs3, because it definitely ain't gonna. Let's get cracking. Let's have a little look then what we've got. It's a pretty standard looking TDI cat back, so we'll be going from this joint here, no middle resonator, coming around here, no back box, cutting into a quad exit. Well, it's not quad exit actually, it's dual ovals, sorry. And we're gonna measure this out, and we're gonna put a cut out in it. Let's take this one off then, let's get cracking. Right, so first bit of doing a diffuser cutout. We've got to measure, we've got to make a cardboard cutout at that side, and then we've got to measure it and measure it and measure it 3 times. That just fell on the floor. Measure it 3 times, because we've got to make sure it is exactly the same position, the same size, shape and everything as the other side. Otherwise my eye will be twitching like that. It's got to be perfect. So we're going to get some cardboard, we'll draw around that, we'll try and, I'll never get it right first go, so I'll make one out of cardboard, it'll be wrong, and then I'll transfer that onto another piece of cardboard. That should be right the second time round. Once we're happy with the shape, that's an exact replica of that one, we'll start getting some measurements of where it is. So we'll measure from these fins, sort of like to outside edge and there to there, and then from top to that. We'll get it in the same position on that side, and then measure twice, cut once, because you can't uncut it. I can measure it and measure it and measure it as many times as I want, but I only get one go at cutting it. If you get it wrong, you fluffed it. So let's get this cutout made and get it measured up. Hold it back up now, look. Yeah, perfect size for that cutout. So there's the basic shape. I know for a fact that that's not going to be bang right first go, so we're going to cut that out, and then I even got to a point where I get edges on linear and trim it around, and that it's got to be perfect. So hopefully you can hear me, because Connor's got bandsaw going, but there's my version 1 template. You can see there, cut too much off on that corner, so it needs to be a bit bigger on that corner. And there, I've got a bit of a flat spot in it, needs a bit more of a curve in there. Other than that, pretty close, so I'm going to make that again now, version 2. Tidy them 2 little bits up, and I think we should be pretty close. So it's quite a difficult one to get this, and I'm usually pretty good at these. It's just because it's got like a lip on it and it's so shiny, it's hard to see the reference points on it just because it glares back at you, which is why I've got this stand here with this light on it. Because it's hard to actually see where you're not getting edges right, but I'll get there. 2 more minutes and I'll get there. Boom, right, I'm happy with that. That's pretty close. Close enough to a point where you're never going to tell unless you're an absolute perfectionist and you're looking with a ruler on it. That is pretty close. Now the fun part comes. I've got the template. I need to get the template from that side onto that side. We've got to make sure the measurements are perfect. If it's too far left or too far right, too high, too low, it's going to look like a right saw thumb. So it's got to be perfect. Let's get to measuring. Right, here goes. I'm happy with that. Now you're gonna see I cut it a little bit weird. I'll use a drill first. I'll run around it with a drill bit, just gives you more control over getting curve right, and then I'll go around it with air saw, chop that bit off, go around it with file, get it nice, it just gives you more control. If you go straight in with saw, you end up with square edges, starts looking like a 50 pence. Doing it my way, you get it perfect. Get that white with some acetone. I think that'll do it. And there you have it. If you want to know how the pros do it, that's how we do it. That's how we put a cutout in a bumper when it's not there from factory. That is measured and it is pretty much millimetre perfect. So that'll look absolutely pucker when it's on the floor. Measure twice, guys, measure twice. Next job then, start bending some tube. Up, A3 Rs3. Let's get it on the floor and answer the question. Does it sound any different? I'm betting no. Well, it's got RS3 looks kinda. I don't want to say it looks like an RS3 because I'll get some hate. It's got RS3 style exhaust. There we go then, RS3 style exhaust. Will it sound like an RS3? Let's find out, shall we? So unfortunately, we didn't put an extra cylinder on engine. It is a 2-litre diesel, it has got a DPF filter in it, doesn't sound any different whatsoever. The induction kit on it is louder than what the exhaust is. That's just how it is. If you want noise out of a diesel, you've got a clean DPF. And we're going to wrap that video up there, guys. I'm not going to do any test drive on this because it doesn't sound no different whatsoever. Thanks for watching, catch me in the next video. Peace.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.